The UK's most dangerous prisoners. Now that's exactly what I was branded as. I was 21-year-old when I received an IPP sentence. But now I'm sitting here, a successful businessman. My IPP licence has been terminated. It is New Year's Day 2025. So if you are watching this today, Happy New Year everyone. Hope you have a prosperous year ahead. And that is all down to you and your actions. And that's the reason for today's video. As much as my channel is flying up, especially with the bacon bashers, when I'm doing stories on all the bacons, the wrongings inside that have been done in, the views are massive on them. Over 100,000 on some of them, few 100,000. And then sometimes when you do positive videos, there's not as many views. So I was going with what the audience wanted and the revenue. Because them videos were making me hundreds, them videos are making hundreds. But I thought I would get back to the reason why I started this channel off. I've now been out of prison for 4 full years. I got out in 2021. So this is my 5th year of being a free man. And this year is going to be the best year yet. Last year was a brilliant year because I got my license terminated. And along the way, I've helped a lot of people. This here, what I'm in now, this is my gym, Ruthless Fitness. I've got my own clothing brand. And I'm coming on here, as I started off these videos, to inspire people. And not only that, it is now my job. I am now crime-free, drink and drug-free, IPP free, free from everything, free from the mental health, free from the locks, not just the bars, the prison bars, the bars inside the head. I've broke free from that. I've gotten out of the prison bars. Now I'm in amongst all the bars in the gym, weightlifting, doing circuits, any type of training you can think of happens here in this gym, and I am helping hundreds of people. I've saved about 6 people from committing suicide with the mental health group that I run in this gym right here, free of charge, every week for men over the age of 18 who are at risk of suicide, because this town, Stanley, has the highest suicide rate in the country, believe it or not. This is the worst. This was in the Chronicle last week as one of the ugliest towns in Britain. They've done I think it said around over 1,000 towns, and this one was voted number 7 because it is a rundown shithole. But it is our shithole, and there is a lot of good people around here. You have got your shitbags, as you do everywhere, but it's what you make of it. And I'm still in the same place where I grew up from a young child, where I was committing all my offences, getting into violence, where I went to prison from. But I've done one big circle, turned it all around, come back bang in the middle of Stanley, where I was brought up, where all the riffraff is. But guess what? I'm up here making a difference. And one of the things I will tell you, which is the hardest, because there will be people watching this, especially with the new year coming in, wanting to get in a better mindset, wanting to escape prison. And when I say escape prison, I don't mean literally breaking out. I mean escaping by not going there in the first place. Escaping from the prison up here. And it's all about teaching people where you went wrong and helping the youngsters. Some people, it's inevitable, it's going to happen. But if you can give advice and guidance along the way, then it's all worthwhile. So everything that I've done in my past, it's all been a lesson. And that lesson I'm passing on to other people. I'm also setting up a day in here. I haven't advertised it yet, but I will be setting up a day in this gym. Obviously when the gym's closed like it is now, after hours, and setting up like an at-risk day for the youth of this area. Give them a bit of a talk. And like I've just said, it's inevitable. Some people want to go, like myself. When I was a youngster, the way that I was, I knew I was going to jail. It didn't matter what anyone said, I was ending up there. Everyone that I knew who was older than me had all been to prison, and it was all like a badge of honor. People were glorifying it, people were fucking, if you'd been to prison, you were somebody. So in my head, at that age, I wanted to go to prison. I went to prison, got me badge, didn't want the fucking badge, but came out with the knowledge the guidance, came out a better person. I put my time inside to good use. And at 21-year-old, I was inside HMP Franklin with some of the biggest, toughest, baddest serial killers, murderers, hitmen in the country at 21-year-old. Imagine that. Getting chucked in there at that age. And like I say, I put my time to good use, sorted myself out. I was still the same whilst I was in Franklin. I've done videos before. I was still ruthless, I was still mad. But I've changed my mindset whilst I was in there. Whilst I was in my pad when I had enough time to think to myself. So what I'm trying to say is as well, you don't need to get in them situations to better yourself. People will be feeling like that out here in the community in a shit situation. But guess what? You can change your life and your mindset out here in the community without going to prison. And I'm not just talking about people who commit offences, I'm talking about the ordinary folk in our areas. The ones that get off their heads all the time, drinking all the time, depressed all the time, off the fucking nuts, then they're depressed all week, anxiety, suicidal. Change it. Break that cycle, get out of that mindset and create a better life for yourself. And there's no better place than places like this. Old school gyms, proper community hub, people helping each other along the way. Not like, I'm not dissing any of the other gyms. It doesn't matter what gym you go to a gym. Get in a gym and train. But what I'm saying about these type of gyms, for this type of people like myself, these gyms are suited and they're a dying breed. You've got your leisure centres, your pure gyms, your Valentines, but it's not like these type of gyms. It depends on what type of person you are. But if you're the type of person like I am or I was, these gyms are a must-have. Get in these places, get some advice, guidance, get training, get in a better mindset, and just get on with your life. Put all the shit behind you, all the negative stuff. And believe you me, look at me sitting here New Year's Day, happy as fucking Larry. Been off the drink for 20 weeks. I've only had a handful of drinks this year, but the last drink I had in August was enough for me to say, right, me and my wife have given up, teetotal, and we're living our best life. Fresh as fuck. I look younger now. I'm 40 in 8 weeks. I look younger now than what I did when I was 30. There's pictures of us when I was 30. I'll put one up on the screen there. Fucking head like a watermelon, full of juice, full of drink, full of whatever else, in a bad mindset, on license of IPP as well. But there is a backstory to it. I did slip back into my old ways because I found my best friend hanging. He killed himself. And this is what I'm trying to teach. My best friend didn't even reach the age of 30. I found him on the back of a door. I cut him down, me and my other best friend, tried to revive him, give him mouth to mouth and everything, and that messed me up mentally. Fucked me head up. I went down the wrong path again, drinking, doing whatever else, and just causing animosity, causing grief, not thinking about my loved ones around us. I had 4 young children as well, and I was just blank. What I'd witnessed messed me up. But to go on top of that, my wife's auntie, who we were very close to, done the same. She committed suicide. Then my other best friend, only in his early 20s rather, done the same, hung himself. So imagine that. I had all this to deal with. So I was on a bad path mentally, going down the bad road, bad path. Ended up back in prison after being out for nearly 10 years. But guess what? That prison sorted me right out. Wrote me book, which is there on the screen. Behind the Bars, Ruthless Fitness, came out in a better mindset, changed my life, changed everyone else's lives around us, changed me kids' lives, my wife, all my loved ones. Anyone that has ever known me over the past 10, 20 years has known how much of a fucking lunatic I was. I'm not going to deny it. I'll come on. I'm here to tell the truth, be transparent, straightforward, let everyone know, to tell you all what I was actually like so you can see that there is a story behind it. There was reasons to why I was doing it. But look at us now. This is my gym. This is my clothing wear, Ruthless Fitness. I've got my own website where I'm doing online fitness plans. I'm doing life coaching. I've got about 10 clients at the moment who I've been coaching over the past few months, whose lives I've helped turn around. And like I said, this group that I've set up in my gym, I've saved about 6 lads from the brink of suicide. They're coming in the gym now. I'll give them a free book, free sessions in the gym, change their lives and mindsets, help them to show them how to train, and they're in a total different mindset. They're living the best lives, and that is all down to me, and it was all free. I didn't charge for any of that, and that, seeing them is the reward for me, because of I couldn't save me friend, but I'm saving other people in the process now. And whilst I'm on the subject, a lot of things that hold people back, which held me back as well, was worrying about what other people thought about us, especially living in the same area that I've grew up in all my life and built this reputation for myself all my life. But you get into your late 30s and you think, that reputation doesn't mean jack shit. You want to be the big man, the hard man, you want a big gangster attitude, gangster reputation. But what does that get you? It gets you nothing in life. It's just pure negative shite. So the best thing for me was get it in your head. Don't give a shit about what other people think about you. Because I was at first thinking, I wonder what people are going to think of us. Are they going to think you've turned soft? They're going to think you're this, you're going to think you're that. But all them doubts have been put to bed when I've actually spoke to people. I've spoke to people in prison. I've spoke to big time gangsters or ex-gangsters, and they've given us credit on what I'm doing. So that was a little bit of an uplift thinking, but I wasn't asked about what people think. Like I've just said, if you forget and stop worrying about what other people think about you, do what you want in your life that makes you happy. Forget about everyone else. Make yourself happy. Get yourself in the best mindset start with. Then everything else will fall in place. Everyone else will be buzzing that you're in a better mindset, and things will become better, because there'll be a lot of you watching this now. I had a message this morning off a lad who's joined me private Discord group. But by the way, whilst I'm talking about this, I've got a members section on here. Ricky's members, you get access to my Discord channel, and there's loads of different channels on there that we talk about. And I got a private message off a lad, said, "Happy New Year, brother." And he said, "You don't realise how much you're inspiring me." He's been to jail, done a lot of jail. He says it's real talk, straightforward talk. People don't realise where you've been when you were 21 year old, the men that you've been around, the biggest gangsters in the country. And you need credit for that, for the way you've come out and the way you speak about it. And he said he struggled throughout his life. He says, but without you realising, Ricky, he says, you've helped me along loads. You've given us inspiration, and you're helping change me life just through my videos. So there's another success story where people are getting inspiration from what I'm doing, what I'm saying. And like I've just said, I don't give a shit about what people think about it. I'm not sitting worrying about what the big gangsters or anyone in the local areas, the rough heads, the hard men, are thinking, saying, look at them talking like this on videos. And I'm not bothered. I'm happy. I'm changing people's lives. And it's a business now. I'm making money in the process. Because like I've just mentioned on my website, which I will link in I'll put it in the comments and in the description of this, Behind the Bars, Ruthless Fitness, where I do my life coaching, my online personal training plans. If you want to change your life and your mindset, get on there. I have got a few spaces available. I'm nearly full on the life coaching, but there is a few spare on the online fitness plans, which you do get an app and everything, and I give you all the workouts, diet plans and everything. And if you do follow it, it will change your life. But if you don't want to do any of that, my book is available on Amazon, or you can buy it direct from me on my website, $19.99 with free delivery. If you follow that book religiously, believe you me, it will change your life and mindset. And that's what everyone wants eventually. If you are sitting living that gangster life, even you want out of it, you've got an end plan. You didn't want to be in that all your life. You still want to get into your 40s, 50s. That's if you live that long. Because the majority of the times, you either end up dead or in prison. But even them lads want to change their lives and mindset. Who wants to live in that lifestyle, waking up every day in a negative mindset, thinking who you've got to go and do in, who you've got to go and tax, who you've got to go and collect your money off? It's nothing but a fucking ball ache. You want to be living happily with your family. Your unit, your gang is your home life, your family, your wife, your kids. And if you haven't got that, there is time to go and create it. Go and get yourself a partner, have kids, have a happy family, settle down. That's what life is about. I used to think living the dream was getting off my head, flying to different countries, sitting in the sun, getting pissed up, getting sniffed up. I'm living the dream, shouting on, thinking you're the dog's bollocks, when in reality, you're living in a fucking nightmare. Living the dream is being fresh-headed, being free, being sober, being surrounded by your wife, your kids, your family, whoever you've got, whoever is your unit. That is living the dream. Being with them and being happy, because happiness is free and happiness is the most rewarding thing in the world. You can't beat waking up happy every fucking morning. But guess what as well? As I'm saying that, you will get your jealous people along the way. But you've also got to forget about them, because them jealous bastards, which I'll refer to them as, I don't mind swearing a little bit, because there will be people, excuse me, sharing this video around. And I've been in talks with prisons and schools, so they might be showing this video, but I will apologise for that bit swearing. But getting back to it, there is jealous people along the way that will try and interrupt your mood, your level, where you are going on your journey. You will get them along the way. You've got to know how to deal with it and don't react the way you used to, because believe you me, I've had to teach myself over the years, more so of being on IPP, because I was at a risk of getting recalled at any moment in time, at any point in my life. But since September, I've had that terminated, so I'm not at risk anymore, but I have not changed. I have not changed my mindset. I've never had a drink to celebrate getting off it, and that's what I was having in my head. As soon as I'm off this license, I'm getting on it. Me and my wife's going to a hotel. We're getting smashed to celebrate. But guess what? Doing that sort of behaviour is going to drag you back, put you back to square one. So you've got to learn to deal with these situations along the way, because when you've been or lived a life of violence like I have done myself, you get any bother or any grief, the first thing in your reaction is violence. You want to react in a violent manner, as you can see by my face. I'll make a little bit of a joke about it, but you do, or I do. I still do now, but I don't act upon it. If I do feel as though I'm going to act upon it, which does happen, it's just happened recently as last week, someone in my local area, and my first reaction was, I'm going to sort it out. In my head, I'm building up this idea, going through everything in my head, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But then you take a step back and you think, whoa, wind back a second. Think about your family, your home, your wife and your kids. This person's nothing but a shitbag. He's worthless, he's nothing. Why get into bother through it? So just keep yourself on that track. And I've had this, like I've mentioned, multiple times over the years where I've wanted to react, and there was only one thing holding us back from reacting, was my life license. I was thinking, I'm not reacting to this because I'll get recalled. Now that I'm not on my license, I don't think I'm not reacting to this because I'll get recalled, because I can't get recalled now. So that could make me more dangerous. It could make me, that leash is off, I could react in that violent manner, the way my brain was always programmed in to do. Use your fists first, and that's the way, or use weapons. That was the way I was always tuned in. And you can't just switch that off. It's still there, but it's how you deal with it when you're in that situation. Obviously, if a situation arises in your life where someone actually physically harms your wife or your kids, then that will be uncontrollable. If someone harmed my kids in the way that some of these bacons, these nonces, have harmed kids in the past who've ended up in prison, I would not be responsible for my actions. And I'll come on here and be transparent, I will say it. I would not be responsible for my actions if someone done something horrible to my children. Any man, any decent man in my eyes would do the same. Now, I'm not inciting violence or anything or telling people that's what you should do. What I've just said is the way to deal with things. Stop and think. Don't just rush into a situation. But you wouldn't want to imagine if someone done something really nasty like a nonce to your kids. You couldn't hold back from something like that. You couldn't just go to the police, run to the coppers, see if someone's done something to your children, which is unimaginable. If you got your hands on that person, say no more. But like I've just said, I will be transparent and open on here. It's all about getting people in that better mindset and teaching people how to deal with things And like I've just mentioned, dealing with the jealous people, dealing with your own self, because yourself is the hardest person ever to deal with. You and your thoughts. All of the things I've just mentioned there is all about thoughts, and it's all about stopping, thinking, and doing what's best. And acting in them manners, like I've just mentioned, is not best for anybody. So I might be a little bit contradicting when I've just mentioned about if someone harmed your wife and kids, but that's a different ball game. But again, I will come on and say it, don't act in that manner, because you will end up in prison. But I'm just giving my own personal view about them situations and being transparent, as you've got to be. But I just thought I would come on, give a bit of inspiration and talk about my story from being branded as one of the UK's most dangerous offenders. That was what the IPP was dished out for, which was the imprisonment for public protection. That's not a label that I've given myself. That's a label that the authorities, the judges, the government give to people like myself. And if you are wondering what I was in for, I'll link another video here at the end to watch the full story, because I'll not go over it again because I am coming to the end of this video. So if you are still watching up to this point, people, and you want to join the Ruthless fitness team and you want to better your life, hit that link and join my team. Or if you want to just go ahead and buy my book, bet the book, like I say, it's $19.99 with free delivery. Or just continue watching me videos, watch me Ruthless Fitness Facebook and Instagram channels, where I'm updating a lot of stuff on there. But I will be putting more motivation talks on here and inspiring people along the way to help better you, get you on that best path, best future for yourself, better mindset, and a better life overall. Living your best life, living it the ruthless way. The ruthless for dealing with your ruthless thoughts and being ruthless with your own self to be the best version of yourself. Take care, everyone. I'm going to leave that one there for now. Enjoy the rest of your year. Smash the shit out of your goals. Set some goals, stick to them, and be the best version of you.